KSG Armory makes a high quality, affordable holster, whether outside the waistband, inside the waistband, or appendix carry. We are proud to have them in the holster consortium. Use coupon code ASP2020 at the link in the description for 10% off.
So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and go through the live fire portion of this drill. Again, upper left-hand dot, that's what we're aiming for. I wanted to be clear about some things, and I didn't, so I apologize. But to keep your dot clear, the gray clear, you want to put white in white or white in gray. Because when you start to put black in there, as we move farther back, it's going to be harder to see the actual black, which means it's going to be harder for you to hit it. Okay, so future tape sessions, white on white, white on gray, black goes on black only. That's going to help you, okay? Now, for this drill, this is going to be command fire, meaning I'm going to walk you through those 3 steps. Going to get you loaded, going to get you in your stance, going to get the gun mounted. I'm going to then tell you select fire, touch your trigger. Now every time we do this drill, your finger's going to go back to home position. Why? Because I want you to have practice at moving from home to the trigger, because if you mess that up, your shot's going to be messed up. Right? So we're going to practice from home to the trigger. We don't have to work the safety in between this drill because we're going to be still pointed on the target, but we're going to go from the trigger back to home, home back to the trigger for every one of these drills. Okay? Then I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1. As I'm counting down, you're applying pressure through slop, slack, and squeeze. Then the shot breaks. Then you get back on target. As soon as you see the dot, finger goes back to home position. And then I'll give you then I'll tell you touch, 3, 2, 1, and we'll repeat that over and over. Questions? All right, shooters, stand up on the 5-yard line. Go ahead, load a magazine. All right, shooters, give me a good shooting stance. Go ahead, mount that gun. Confirm your dot is where it should be. Select fire. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Stay on target. Don't come off the target. Stay on target. Touch. 3, 2, 1. As soon as you see your optic, I want you to go finger straight. Go ahead, touch. 3, 2, 1. Back on target. Stay on target. Don't come off the target. Okay, touch the trigger. 3, 2, 1. Finger straight. Touch the trigger. 3, 2, 1. Good. Finger straight. Step back to the 7. All right, so a couple things. Listen, one of the things that I'm looking for is your ability to control the rifle. Now, control the rifle doesn't just mean recoil control. It means actually getting the rifle to do your bidding. So one of the things that I see as a mistake is when folks fire the shot and they quickly come off, right? Don't do that. You should go through the entire cycle to where the cycle ends when you see the dot. When the dot comes back into your periphery, finger goes straight. But I also do not want to see you collapsing your stance or breaking your mount. Don't do any of that. This is 5 rounds. Here's the really interesting observation. For a shooter to go through this drill, honestly, if I were to count it down, it'd probably take 20 seconds to fire these 5 rounds, right? 3, 2, 1, finger goes straight, touch the trigger. 3, 2, 1, finger goes straight, touch the trigger. That's like 5 seconds a round, 20 seconds-ish, right? So that's it. That's all I'm asking for. 20 seconds of disciplined work. Staying on the target, staying on the gun, going through the technique. But many of you are not doing that. Why? 2 reasons. 1, you don't know better, which is okay. That's why you're here. 2, fatigue is starting to set in. Right? You got to fight through that. So we really want to try to use muscle more than, well, we want to use muscle efficiently more than anything. Right? So use the muscle as best as you possibly can for as long as you can, because when we talk about consistency, it's like, can you hold this gun mount for 5 rounds? That's all we're asking for. We're going to do the same drill at the 7-yard line. All right, shooters, dress it up on the 7. Shooters, Paul, go ahead and load and make ready. Give me a good shooting stance. Go ahead and mount the gun up on target, same target. Good. Go ahead, confirm your dot. Shooters, select fire. Touch the trigger. 3, 2, 1. Good. Finger straight. Stay on target. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Finger on the trigger. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Good. Finger straight, safety's on, let them hang. Much better. All right, shooters, step back to the 10. All right, so a couple things on that 7-yard line. Let's talk about the good stuff. So what I saw for many of you was I saw more of you actually getting into a stance and maintaining that stance for the entire 5 rounds. All right, that's cool. That's good because you're a byproduct of your training. And whether you think you're going to do it right or wrong doesn't matter. What matters is how your body was trained to react. If your body was trained to stay stiff and tense while you're shooting, it will stay stiff and tense. If you quit fighting after you fire a round, that's how you're going to respond. Even though you're trying to fire more shots, your body has gone soft. And there's no resistance for your recoil. And that is bad. All right? So now we're at the 10-yard line. Things get a little bit more dicey at the 10. All right, stay focused, get that discipline, lock it in nice and tight. Same drill. Shooters, go ahead, assume a good shooting stance. Mount the rifle up on target. Select fire. Touch. 3, 2. Good. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Now, we're going to do 2 things. I want to talk about one of the errors that I'm seeing. I want to nip that one in the bud, and then we're going to go down and we're going to tape. So the error that I'm seeing, and it's partly because I haven't emphasized it, is that when you fire the shot, your fingers should not be moving until you see the dot or the reticle, right? So I see some of you that are firing the shot and your finger is literally flying off the trigger. So what does that tell me? Again, understanding physics, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if your finger's flying off the trigger, it was because it was flying on the trigger in the first place. Okay, so if you can control your finger moving forward, you should control your finger moving backwards. Does that make sense? So more emphasis on that. We're not in a hurry to come off the trigger. We're not in a hurry to move to the trigger. We're not in a hurry at all. So let's focus more on being nice and smooth and controlled with that trigger than to be rushed into moving the trigger finger. What I want you to do is go down, tape anything out of the black. Okay, white on gray and white on gray and white. Meet me at the 15. Same drill. Shooters, assume a good shooting stance and mount the gun up on target. Go ahead, select fire. Touch the trigger. 3, 2, 1. Good. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1.